Hello guys and welcome to the video. Today I'm going to begin reading from Genesis chapter 2 and to continue the daily devotions for the 24th of January. But mostly I'm going to be reading from the New American Standard Bible compared to the newly inspired version. I mean the New International Version. Mostly based on the fact that the NASB translates word for word compared to the NIV, which translates phrase by phrase. And for accuracy, this one, at least for Pentecostals, they care about the accuracy of the translation, so they prefer the NASB, at least the hardcore ones. But either way, let's continue. Genesis chapter 2, verse 1. Thus the heavens and the earth were completed, and all their host. By the seventh day God completed his work which he had done, and he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had done. Then God blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, because in it he rested from all his work which God had created and made. This is the account of the heavens and the earth when they were created, in the day that the Lord God made earth and heaven. Now no shrub of the field was yet in the earth, and no plant of the field had yet sprouted, for the Lord God had not sent rain upon the earth. There was no man to cultivate the ground. But a mist used to rise from the earth, and water the whole surface of the ground. Then the Lord God formed a man of dust from the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living being. The Lord God planted the garden towards the east in Eden. There he placed the man whom he had formed. Out of the ground the Lord God caused to grow every tree that is pleasing to the sight and good for food, the tree of life also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Now a river flowed out of Eden to water the garden, and from there it divided and became 4 rivers. The name of the first is Pison. It flows around the whole land of Havilah, and where there is gold. By the way, guys, if I'm mispronouncing the name, please don't mind me. It's Bible talk. It's practically impossible to pronounce correctly. Now, back to where I was. The name of the second river is Gilon. It flows around the whole land of Cush. The name of the third river is Tigris. It flows east of Assyria, and the fourth river is Euphrates. Then the Lord God took the man and put him into the garden of Eden to cultivate it and keep it. The Lord God commanded the man, saying, From any tree of the garden you may eat freely, but from the tree of knowledge of good and evil you shall not eat, for in the day that you eat from it you will surely die. Then the Lord God said, It is not good for the man to be alone. I will make him a helper suitable for him. Out of the ground the Lord God formed every beast of the field and every bird of the sky, and brought them to the man to see what he would call them. And whatever the man called a living creature, that was his name. The man gave names to all the cattle, and to the birds of the sky, and to every beast of the field. But for Adam there was not found a helper suitable for him. So the Lord God caused a deep sleep to fall upon the man, and he slept. Then he took one of his ribs and closed up the flesh at that place. The Lord God fashioned into a woman the rib which he had taken from the man, and brought her to the man. The man said, This is now bone of my bones, and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man. For this reason a man shall leave his father and his mother, and be joined to his wife, and they shall become one flesh. And the man and his wife were both naked and were not ashamed. Alright, there we go. That's pretty much chapter 2. Not really much on a first glance, really. It first really pointed out to me. Thought 25 was, I guess for me at least, a bit funny. And the man and his wife were both naked and they were not ashamed. It's kind of funny, but either way, most of this is pretty much beginning of storytelling. The story hasn't really been completed. This story is completed mostly in chapter 3, but I'm not going to be able to get to that today. The next one that's going to be for today, I'm going to, just to change things up, I'm going to be reading Matthew chapter 1 after this. But 23 though, verse 23 I found pretty interesting. The man said, "This is now bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman because she has taken on a man." I also did like verse 24. That one I found actually pretty interesting for this reason. "Man shall leave his father and his mother, and be joined to his wife, and they shall become one flesh." I guess this points out to the part where man will, rather than like the woman going after the man goes after the woman. This, I guess, it points out to this tradition or whatnot. But either way, that's pretty much that for chapter 2. And thanks for listening in if you're out there on the YouTube, and I'll see you in the next video.